Hello everyone, Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we are continuing Spyro the Dragon. Last time we cleared up everything we needed to do in the Magic Crafters and Beastmakers worlds, and got started on Dreamweavers, the second to last of the major areas we'll be exploring in this game. So we are very close to finish things up in the world of Spyro the Dragon. And I'll be very happy to see us, hopefully progressing to the end here in this session. Depending on how things go, we could actually be finishing up the game. But yeah, we got started a little bit on the worlds here in Dreamweavers, and now it is time that we take on the remaining 3 levels before we can head off to our final confrontation. Let's head off into this world over here, right by the start of the world. Dark Passage. I faintly recall this level being kind of interesting, but we will see as we go into it. Also, to go into some other things that have been going on, yeah, we're starting the stream a little bit later than we usually do because, sadly, I had a little bit of issues when it came to my controller earlier, but managed to get everything back up and running, so we'll have plenty of time to get to. Let's go back to our usual stick. It's got these jesters here, which will be manipulating a lot of stuff in this level. Dark Passage has a few interesting gimmicks, namely with these little Joker guys. It's actually able to manipulate the size of the various enemies we can encounter here in Dark Passage. We'll definitely want to take these guys out in order to shrink down the enemies so that we can take them out. We don't actually need to take out the jesters themselves in order to get any gems. Purely a gimmick for dealing with the enemies around here. So that definitely gives us a few interesting challenges here in this level. We rescue Cassia.
The enemies here can be quite frightening, but you should watch the fools.
I'd rather flame the fools.
Now you're thinking.
We're thinking indeed. Speaking of thinking, I'm thinking I'll pass on you. It's got these little imp guys that we saw back in another of the Dreamweaver worlds we were at before. I just love the look of this place. Like these cabins just look so cool. Just the way of the lighting and the shadows really capture the feel of this being a fantasy world. It's very good. Whew. That guy wasn't too bad. Slaying those little puppers, and I feel like this is everything we need over there. Good. There's a lot of paths that we'll need to take in this area, so definitely got to remember a lot of the... We got to be perceptive around here.
Thank you for releasing me.
You got a cool design, but I think I'll pass on you. Let's see if we can fly over here. There we go. This allows us to get over to this passage, which should have some stuff for us to take that we wouldn't be able to find otherwise. Yeah, really love the look of this place. Just, that sky looks very trippy. Very cool. These little armored turtle guys are quite cute. Ooh, fireworks, watch out. There we go. And I believe that is... Alright, we got some stuff over here we can grab now. Just want to fly over. Ooh, that was close. And if we time this right, we can just... charge in all those puppers. It's very good. Ow! I just gotta get past these guys, knock out the fool, and then we can knock you down. Haha. I'm starting to sound like Garland from the first Final Fantasy game there. Still a lot of Final Fantasy games I want to play sometime soon, but I only have so much time to be able to play various things. Definitely get on that, though. So I'm quite pleased with the amount of progress I have been making at trying to play catch-up with a lot of Final Fantasy games these days. That's going to be interesting to fly to. But yeah, I've been very happy with the amount of progress I've been making in 6. I managed to beat Final Fantasy 9 today, which I'm very thankful for, and Final Fantasy 12, I know I made a little bit of progress in this year, but haven't really done too much with that lately. Want to fix that. Now we save the Para.
Thanks, Spyro. I'd love to help you catch Gnasty, but I'd really hate to be trapped in crystal.
Don't worry.
again.
The only one that's gonna be trapped is him.
Oh, that's kind of a weird little quirk with the voicing there. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pass on you. Sorry, bud. Need some stable audio for this. I don't know what has been going on lately. I've also been thinking that I've also been just trying to update some drivers on my computer to make things a bit more functional, so it could be affecting some of our performance here, but most part things are going good. And I hope that things continue to be good here. Don't know how long this session's gonna be. Like, I know a lot of the Dreamweaver worlds tend to be a little complicated when it comes to the tasks that you need to complete here. And now we saved Obasi.
Thank you for releasing me.
My pleasure. Speaking of pleasure, I'll smash you. I don't know, I like his big floppy hat. That'd be fun to grab onto. Alright, let's go. Bunch more stuff over here. A lot of enemies. Wow. So they're definitely pulling no punches with these later levels. We have a lot of hazards to take out. Okay, can we grab both of those? Yeah. Oh, that's nice when you get to combo those. And let's take this whirlwind up. I believe we're close to the end of this stage, but I don't think we are anywhere close to actually finishing up the things we need to do here. Yeah, we can set up that firework to break that chest over there. Let's take these imps out. Grab an extra life while we're at it. Yeah, we still got a lot of things to do here, but we made it to the end of the level at least. We rescued Bakari.
You know, I think you just might be the dragon to defeat Gnasty Gnorc. That's me, all right.
That's us, all right. Sadly, I'm gonna pass on dragon number 69. I'm just not feeling it right now. Ah, jeez. Alright, so what are we gonna do now? I think we'll go for this guy first. You're being a little bit of a pain. Plus, we have all these free gems we can grab here. Just get past the turtle, zap the fool, and we are good. Aha. Very nice. Alright, still a little bit we need to do to finish things off here. Just want to look at the paths we need to take, because that dragon we freed earlier. And then we got these enemies we need to deal with. Ow! I'm just gonna ignore those guys, take out the fool. Now, that's what happens when you try to attack those guys when they're big. So a lot of this stage has you just needing to pick the right time to tackle the various hazards. And that, we got all the gems. That actually wasn't a very bad run of Dark Passage. We've already managed to get everything we needed. Woo! And yeah, I believe that is everything we need in this level. So, let's take the return home pad. Already making some excellent progress. Okay, we're definitely going to need to get our health back up before we get to the next stage. Are there any more of those mushroom guys we can find? We just need one more mushroom. There we are. We've already been to Lofty Castle. And we've already been to the flight stage, which is over that way. So, I think we'll want to head this way now. So, that is the path over there. Don't need to take. I'm thinking we'll take on the boss as the last thing we'll do here. So, we'll take on Jacques later. And want to head over this way, I believe, to get to the next level. Yep, it's all the way back there. Definitely it's a very elusive stage. Why did I think that was a good idea? Oh, man. Okay, I'll do this the legit way. Thank you. Oh, they're big! Buddy, could you hook me up here? Thank you! Just, ow! Man, these fools! I mean, I do love the personality of these enemies. They're just so cray-cray. Is there another bit of health I can get before we do this next stage? Yep, there's some mushrooms. Grab these guys. And then the last regular stage we have here in this world. Haunted Towers. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. And yeah, this is going to be the last of the regular stages before we take on the boss of this world. Oh boy, we are already almost done this stage. But I'm thankful for it, because I really wanted to get Spyro done by the end of this year. And I really don't know when my schedule's going to be like before the holidays, so very thankful I have the opportunity to play this game today. So I already really like the sky of this level. God, just the blues and pinks and purples. It's so good and so bi. Oh, I remember the gimmick of this place now. You can see by that armor there. There's something that we can do here. Some more Gnorcs to deal with, and we have some wizards, of course. They got these big knights. They are large, they are made of metal armor, so we cannot ram into them or use fire to take them out. So we're gonna have to find another way to deal with these guys. And we also got these Gnorcs, so with the bombs here that we also gotta take out. Wouldn't you know it, there is a fairy in this stage. Oh, hello, Javier. Welcome to the stream. Yep, this is Spyro 1, specifically the ReIgnited Trilogy version of the game. And yeah, this is one of the main gimmicks of this level we gotta do. We need to use our super breath in order to break the haunted armors. And yeah, that's gonna be one of the main draws of this area. It's kind of funny that a fairy kiss is the thing that triggers this power. But I guess, ow! Oh no, it's still very... It's a fun little thing that helps give this game a good identity, I feel. So you go down, you go down. Just want to quickly rush back over here. Ow. Could you not, sir? Alright, give me a kiss, love. But yeah, as I was saying, the main gimmick of this place, we need to use our super breath in order to take out the enemies around here. And also open up the different passageways through this area as well. There's still this armor we need to break, so let's hurry and grab the super breath again, and then we can move on. Yeah, a lot of the stages here can get pretty involved with their gimmicks. As we saw before in Dark Passage, how that one had the gimmick of enemies growing and shrinking, and due to the various fools. And this one is definitely a very super breath-oriented area, which I'll gladly take over some of these supercharge areas. Looking at you, treetops. So I've got a lot of enemies over here now to deal with. And there's another wizard. I do like that even though we are not in the Magic Crafters world, we still have magic enemies to deal with. Let's go ahead and break these boxes here. There's another locked box there that we're going to need something to break. Kasoko.
Hey, Spyro. All dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss. See what it can do to your power of flame.
Sure thing, bud. I guess kind of like you, so we can give you a smash. It's got all these enemies to deal with, so we're going to need to find a fairy, which is right over here. How lucky. Alright, let's take on the things around the castle first, because I know there's going to be some stuff for us to grab. First rule of 3D platformers is check everywhere. Ooh, good. Alright. How about a kiss for luck? You've got to be kidding. Alright. Now we can use this firepower to take out all these armored guys. Open up the path there. I'll focus on grabbing the gems in a little bit. Just want to take out as many of these guys before this runs out. Okay. Some good progress in. And we're going to need to grab another kiss to take on the remaining armors. That's pretty fine. While we're taking care of these last couple of things, how about some other stuff we could talk about? So, my day today has been pretty good. I had the first day off that I have had in the last 6 days, would you believe it? Yeah. It's a lot of work I had to do before the start of the holidays. And no doubt there's going to be a lot more work I'm going to have to do. But that's just what it's like in my current profession. But I've had a pretty good day today. Went downtown for lunch and had a pretty darn good sandwich. I was at this restaurant that kind of opened up in a new location in my town, so it was very nice to visit them again and get to enjoy a nice meal from them. Yeah, just a very nice little sandwich, and really love the fries it came with. Like, it was seasoned very nicely. And we got a supercharge room here. So we got this to deal with now. And I was just talking about how I didn't want to see another supercharge gimmick. Just want to charge all the way through here. And Lutalo. Hey, buddy.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Patience, little one. You'll soon have the opportunity to battle the one who matters most. Gnasty Gnorc.
This guy's kind of intimidating. I think I'm gonna pass on him. Also, he kind of gives me Jafar from Aladdin vibes for some reason. Alright, those ones, I'm gonna need a fairy or something. There's a fairy. Ah, take that, bud. But yeah, after my lunch, I decided it would be nice to do a little bit more Christmas shopping, and I specifically wanted to grab some shopping for someone pretty close to my family, so managed to get them something nice, and was thinking I also wanted to try to get something else for them. Especially in order to, I don't know, there was something that happened with them personally that I wanted to kind of do in order to make them feel better, you know? So, see what I can do with that a bit later. Okay, so got those guys to deal with, and we have some stuff over here. If we hurry, we can blast that open. All right. And then we got the rest of these to deal with. What I also love about the Super Flame, it's just really good for taking out a lot of chests that have a certain gimmick to them. And so the stuff with the chest we need to jump up to grab the gem with, you don't have to worry about that if you have Super Breath. If you got the chest with the propeller on them, you don't really need to worry about the things with that. It's just a very good power-up in general. And one that, we will be seeing a bit more of these going forward in the series. But the time being, it's just nice, a little level-by-level gimmick. But oh boy, when things get around to the other Spyro games, it's gonna be interesting to kind of show off a lot of the different things that those games do as well. Wow, already at the end here, huh? I've still got a lot of gems to gather, and still some dragons to collect. I thought I was doing pretty good at sweeping through this area. What was I missing? We went over there. Okay, I'm thinking that there is another level to this. Possibly. There's that castle over there. It's been a while since I've done this level, but I'm starting to think that there is some more stuff we need to do. Alright, we handled all the stuff over there. So I'm thinking, let us head back around here and we could plan out our next route. So by looking around to see what we can find. Oh man, I thought I was pretty thorough here, but still a lot of stuff we gotta collect. Alright, there's obviously something I'm missing. So, yeah, we're gonna have to look around a bit more thoroughly in order to figure out what we still need to grab. Just torch these guys here first. I grabbed everything I needed to over here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this level, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get my bearings back. So I'm pretty sure we did that over there. Or did we? Alright, there looks like there was something over there we can do. Nice. We could get over to that side somehow. Trying to look at all available options here. It seems like we're gonna need to make a very specific maneuver to fly to that spot. Yeah, because it looks like there's another layer up there we can get to. For some reason I keep hearing something here. Because something on an upper layer, maybe? Thinking, let's ride the whirlwind, and then, nope, that didn't work. Alright, how am I going to get over here? Maybe if we jump from up here. High elevation, this is not gonna work. Not at all. No, no, no. Dang. Alright. Yeah, 'cause that is very precarious. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do here outside of trying to... This, maybe if we can turn around, but that doesn't give us a good turning point. Yeah, if there was another... Okay, I think I know what we have to do, and this is going to be a very, very tricky maneuver to make. So I think we need to do a complete loop, and then going to need to do a supercharged jump out the doorway there. This is going to be a very tricky maneuver. I hope I can pull this off. Let's go this way. Want to race. Whoop, no. Oh. Oh, hang on. I see another thing we can try here. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely an interesting bit here. But I believe I have the solution now. Ow. Okay. Definitely gonna take a lot of work, but I believe I got this here. As long as we can build up our charge and get this jump just right. Now we need to jump here, and then ride this up and jump! Woo! Did it! Oh man, that's so satisfying to pull off. And we're gonna need super breath for this, so I'm hoping there's a fairy nearby. Well, there's the last dragon, Copano. Hey, dude.
You've become a master of the supercharge. Great work.
Don't spill your tea, bud. I don't know, he's kind of reminding me of a friend of mine. I'll give him a smash. Alright, there should be a fairy nearby that we can get that one chest with. Then we also have these to break. So yeah, this is the last section here I was just thinking of. Do not fall down there unless you want to do a lot of stuff over again. But now we can finally do the last stuff we need to over here. Okay, you guys are alive now. I kind of need you to not be alive right now. Oh boy. Okay, this part we need to hurry through here before he turns out one guy alive. Ow. Okay, this is going to take me a little... It's going to take me a few tries to do, but this is definitely doable. Just need to remember the necessary steps for this. Just gotta hurry through here. Ah. It's turning all those guys alive again. Jeez. Just gotta get ahead of this guy's magic blast. Ow, damn it. I did not remember this level being so annoying. But hey, at least it's not treetops bad. Go ahead and jump ahead of you. Take that, buddy. And hello, Missy. I will gladly take this. And let us blast these suckers down. Time for sweet, sweet revenge. And this should be the last of the things we need to outdo in this level. Oh, I just noticed we don't actually have a bar for this one. So for the remainder of this stage, we just have permanent super breath, I believe. Nice. And now we can break open this one here to grab these. And we don't have sparks anymore, but I recall there being some mushrooms down here. So we can torch these guys and get sparks back. Come on, bud. Eat the butterflies. Eat until you're full. Sam, it's actually very nice that you get a permanent super breath at this point. Aw, man, that's definitely very rewarding considering everything we've had to go through here. Also, I believe this super breath is just lasting until the end of the stage, so don't worry, you're not bringing it with you for the rest of the game. Well, with that, we've now 100%ed this level, and it's time to get out of here. Whew, this was definitely a brain teaser. Had a lot of things we needed to do, and a lot of interesting maneuvers in order to get everything done, but that went pretty well, all things considered. 10,000 gems. We are almost done. Because we need 12,000 max gems in order to be fully done this game. For that, that is the last of the regular stages we can do here in the Dreamweavers. There's only one more left we can do. Could one of you guys provide me with a whirlwind or something? So I guess we need to do this in order to get over. Yes, I do believe it would be accurate to say that it is over 9,000. Oh, you're still big. Sorry. Can never tell myself. Ah, well, you're small. So yeah, I'm definitely very thankful that we are almost done this level now. So it's been a very, very challenging time here, but it's finally time to head off to the boss of the Dreamweavers, Jacques. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. I faintly recall this stage being a little tricky, but we'll just have to see. Considering a lot of the other stuff we have faced here, yeah, this one could be pretty challenging. It's got these guys with the big claws here, and they're armored, so we're going to have to run into them. Then we have these female Gnorcs that are big, so we're going to have to flame them. Then we have these fools here that will be activating various mechanics in this area. So yeah, the main gimmick of Jacques stage is that we need to make use of the various fools in order to progress here. It's definitely going to be a lot of tricks and puzzles in order to get through here. And I believe there's a lot of different treasure we can gather, so this is going to be quite interesting to go through. You I can save for later. So yeah, this stage is gonna be something. I definitely remember having a tricky time here the last time I played. And I actually forget if I was able to beat this stage when I was a kid. Like, I know I played a great deal of this before. So that's the pathway to the boss, and we're gonna need a key. Definitely need to be on the lookout for one of those. Just love nailing those guys before they can swipe ya. Very satisfying. Okay, so got these fools here, and some other stuff. Alright, so what exactly do these guys do? Let's grab these first. Alright, what do you trigger? So you raise up this. Okay, I see we're gonna need both of them in order to do this. Alright, so knock down both fools to raid this up high. Then we can use that to jump over here. Whew, very good. Then we got that big platform that we need to lower. We have that guy over there. Hey buddy, do you know how I'm gonna get through this? And we need some way to lower that. Alright, we're gonna need a fool to help us out with that, but... Oh, I'm seeing a key over there. So we can grab this. Okay, we're able to grab you. And there's something else I'm thinking we might be able to do. This could be a tricky maneuver. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay. It was worth it to try at the very least. And hey, we got the key. But we have to go all the way through this stage again. Yippee. It's okay, at the very least we're able to deal with most of the enemies around here. So, gotta figure out how to lower that. Wait, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, that's the one we need. So we hit that guy back there, and he lowers that. Which allows us to go over here and grab this dragon. Woo! Alright. That opens up another pathway over there we need to take. What's up, Unica?
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Take care.
Alright, you're quite the fab fellow. I guess we can smash you. Ooh, so many different things we gotta do here. So remember this one being a little interesting. Got to just flame, 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 flame. Alright, do we grab all the gems there? So I believe they're all down here now. So just grab what we can, and that should be everything over here. Just wanted to make sure we grabbed everything. Yep, good. Alright, buddy, how about you provide us with platforms? We can get over here. So now we can fly over here. Whew, that was close. That part almost made me wish that I was playing Spyro 2, because that game introduces a very helpful maneuver that can be very helpful for flying and reaching hard to reach platforms. Oh boy. So let's fly back over here. And we are good to head back this way. We gonna make this? Nope. Again, makes me wish I had that maneuver from Spyro 2. Oh god, so we're still gonna be over here. Okay. If we take a running star, might be able to do this. Oh, nope. Maybe we can get over to that small platform. Nope. Seemed like I was just barely able to. So we could try dashing. Nope. Oh, come on. How am I going to get over here? Hang on. Yep, there we go. We had to go at it from that side. Oh, boy. Very least, we got this key. So we are now able to go over this way. And we'll go back on the path over here until we can catch up to where we last were. Ow. Screw you, lady. And we are just about done here. Let's open up this chest. Grab a lot of good gems here. We already took all these guys out, so I don't need to worry about that. And let us head on down to the boss. And we rescued Revilo. Hey, bud.
Any advice before this battle?
Advice? A wise dragon once told me aim high in life, but watch out for flying boxes.
Huh?
Like how that dragon is knitting, probably gonna pass on you, though. And yeah, this is the last boss before going into the final world. Shock is a dancing jack-in-the-box. You'll just be bouncing around, throwing various projectiles at you, all box-themed, of course. Just want to blast them when you're close, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Just got one more run of this here. As he said before, we gotta fly, and there he goes. Take that! And with that, Jacques is down. The very last of Gnasty Gnorc's followers. And by collecting these gems up here, we have now fully completed this stage. Woo! That was a lot of gems we needed collected for this one. And yeah, that one definitely had a lot of puzzles to it. But we are thankfully done with the Dreamweavers. There's nothing more we can do here, so let us go find the balloonist. So we want to head over here now. And And where is this guy? Alright, he's over there. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, we just literally... Yeah, we literally turned left from this area, and then we can go to see you.
Well done, Spyro. I hope you know what lies in store for you. Gnasty's world is not the friendliest place you'll ever find. Are you ready to go?
I mean, with a name like that, how nice could it be? But yeah, we have done everything we needed to do. Let us head off to Gnasty's world. The final main area of the game. We have already come so far in our journey. And now it's finally time to get revenge against that nasty creature. Like I said before, this game really doesn't have a very complicated story. I mean, the entire motivation of the villain is because we insulted him, so he's getting revenge out on us. But yeah, welcome to Gnasty's world. The last area of the game. So this balloonist here will take you back to any of the previous worlds that we have visited. However, we will not be taking you, as we still have a lot of business to take care of. We'll awaken that dragon in just a bit here. Just want to grab the last of the stuff we need. Alright, let's go ahead and awaken the dragon. Delbin.
Hey, didn't I already free you?
You're in Gnasty's world now, Spyro. And you are the dragon that must defeat him.
Bring him on. I'm ready.
Reach the exit in each of Gnasty's lands. Then you can challenge the Gnorc himself.
Sure thing, buddy. So, this actually a kind of a neat bit of story to this area. So that dragon we rescued, Delbin, was one of the dragons from the Artisan world that we have already freed. Kind of an interesting little story detail here is that all of the dragons that can be found in Gnasty's world are ones we have already rescued. So I like the implication that after these dragons were freed by us, they went to Gnasty's world in order to try to take down Gnasty themselves, only to end up being turned into statues again. So yeah, while I do say there is a very little bit of story to this game, there actually are a lot of neat little details like that. Like seeing all these dragons we rescued trying to take on the villain himself, only to fail. With that, it's time for Gnorc Code. This is one of the last levels we're going to be doing in this game, and definitely a pretty neat one. This level is a big harbor area full of Gnorcs. We're on their turf now, and things are getting serious. It's got these metal containers that we're just able to ram into in order to just really mess with everyone here. Ow! That was a bad call. Really should have flamed that and then stood back. Ugh. But yeah, we're on the Gnorc's home turf now, so things are going to get rough. Just throw that barrel at that guy to knock you out. Good. So yeah, along with what I said before in one of my previous sessions about how the Gnorcs are a lot more technologically advanced than the dragons, this level is definitely a good show of that. This whole harbor area is just full of machinery. And you got these various Gnorcs doing a lot of different work in order to prepare for their conquest of the other worlds. Again, there's only a tiny bit of story to this game, but if you look at all the details, it adds up to a lot. Ow. Alright, so those are TNT barrels. We have to jump over those. Ow. Just take you out. This whole area also gives me a strong Donkey Kong feel, considering that we have a lot of Gnorcs rolling barrels at you. Ah, man, that'd be a fun series to eventually tackle for the channel. I know that. Latif.
Keep up the good work, Spyro. I expect Gnasty's really starting to worry about you.
I'd be shaking in my Gnorc boots if I were him.
Here's hoping. So I believe that was one of the Dreamweaver dragons. So he ended up joining the fight as well, even though, I don't know, I always interpret the Dreamweavers as being more pacifistic compared to the other dragons. Just want to make sure we ram that one over there to break open that chest. That could be a tricky one to do. But yeah, like I said, the Gnorcs are very technologically advanced, and here they even have this massive ship that they're able to use in order to move ship of various things across the worlds. They're quite a clever people despite being a bunch of stupid grunts. I got some more TNT barrels. Gotta be careful over here. Hey, bud. You don't get the satisfaction of being TNT'd. Don't know if I'd be able to do anything with that. Okay, I'm thinking we'll need to use that barrel to break that open. Again, making good use of the barrels, not only as a hazard that you have to deal with, but also something that can be used in order to get treasure and as a tool against the Gnorcs. They make a good use of all the different gimmicks in this area. Alright, now that we're up here, we can ram this barrel into that chest to grab the booty within. Yeah, this is definitely a good first level for the final act. Just getting to fight the Gnorcs on their home turf, using their own weapons against them, it's great. Man, I know that I said that's gonna be a while before we jump into the next Spyro game, but I'm really excited when we get to do the other games. Like, I know I have kind of mixed thoughts when it comes to Ripto's Rage, but You're the Dragon I really loved, so I'm really excited to get into that one eventually. Alright, let's see who we're rescuing now. Thomas.
Wow, I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
It's a little Parappa the Rapper reference there. I've already stated before whether I would smash or pass these dragons. Just wanted to throw it out there. We've already had that chance, and yeah, I don't feel like I need to say any more about these guys. I mean, what am I going to say I haven't already said about these guys? We've already managed to rescue every last dragon we can in this game. Kind of weird that we haven't encountered any female dragons over the course of our adventure, but, you know, it took them a while before they finally got to introducing female dragons. Looking at you, Cinder. Ow! Really shouldn't have gone too close there. Gotta be really careful with these barrels. That one, let's hit you. That should take these guys down. Okay, gotta be really careful, because we are very low on health. One more hit would be really bad. Are there any more of those rats we could roast? Definitely need some... Yep, there's some rats. Come here, buds. You need to feed my... Gotta feed my boy. Okay, need to break you. Very good. Yeah, there's really not much else to this area. Just need to keep clearing up the last of the Gnorcs and gather the last of the gems and save the dragons. Ha, think you could get away from me, did you? Next try. And you can go down. Gotta be careful about this jump. And one more over here to take out. Very good. Alright, doing a good job of clearing things up around here. And there's the return home gate. So with that, we have now 100%ed Gnorc Cove. A really good first level for this world. And now that we've taken out that level, that opens up one of the other gateways for the next world. And by doing that, we also get access to some more of the gems here. So yeah, that was why I wasn't trying to find the last of the gems in the hub here, because we actually have to beat the other levels in order to unlock the access to the other gems. So next, let's head to Twilight Harbor. With a name like that, you can definitely tell this is going to be fun. So now the Gnorcs definitely know that we're coming for them. So they can definitely expect a lot more resistance here. Oh no! They got Gatling guns! So yeah, they're bringing out the heavy artillery here. In this stage, Gnorcs are going to be packing artillery to use against us. I also love that guy just chucking his barrels at us. That was pretty fun. So yeah, definitely like to talk a bit more about these particular enemies, but save that for a little bit when we have a better opportunity for this. Alright, we will deal with you in a sec. Just want to grab these over here first. Alright, let's take you out before you can start shooting. So anyway, I started blasting. Alright, so these guys will shoot a spread of what I can only assume is toxic sludge at us from their guns. Which is definitely giving me a lot of... It's making me think a lot about Splatoon with this stage. So on the topic of these weapons, I believe in the original PlayStation version of this game, I believe these enemies actually fired bullets from their guns. And they may have censored that in this version so that they're shooting paint or sludge or whatever. Kind of interesting. I kind of get why they would do that, but it also kind of ruins the whole technologically advanced aspect of the Gnorcs. Yep, you're welcome, buddy. That's probably another one of the Magic Crafter dragons. Ow! So yeah, a lot of this stage I can see we're taking a lot of pot shots from these guys, so definitely want to be careful. Take that. So remember here, we're going to have to... It's going to be a little while before we can grab that chest, so... Focus on taking out these guys here first. I mean, I kind of get why they would want to censor bullets, since this game has a lot more of a cartoony feel to it compared to, like, other games. And eventually, Insomniac would make a lot more of a mature series when it came to their other projects. Mostly Ratchet and Clank, so it's nice that we got to see a little bit of them branching out like that. So want to hit that lift over there as we have another supercharge area. Oh boy. We rescued our boy Cletus!
Be on the lookout for Gnorc Commandos, Spyro.
They better be on the lookout for me.
Oh, that's a good comeback. Like that, we have saved all the dragons in this level. Very nice. Alright, so we got to make use of Supercharge over here. Ride this ramp up. Take out this guy. And then want to charge over here to break that. Woo! Alright, there's a lot of gems we missed, so we definitely want to go back for that. Also, I think there might be something up there we can grab, so... yeah, we still got our work cut out for us here. Alright, that should still be up. Yep. Alright, let's supercharge back up, and then let's get a feel for our surroundings. At the very least, I haven't had to do too much hard work with the supercharges around here, thankfully. Alright, let's see. Yep, there was indeed some treasure up here. Let's quickly grab all this, and then we are good to go. Alright. So like Cletus was saying, we definitely need to watch out for these commandos. A lot of these Gnorcs here, and their attacks are quite tricky to deal with. So definitely what I would recommend, wait for them to stop firing, and then use that opportunity to charge at them. Because that is a good point to be able to do damage. And you shouldn't have to worry too much about damage yourself. Just want to do a quick sweep there. It's got this guy and his bombs. Ha! Take that! Ooh, that was a good maneuver. So I don't know what all that stuff they're refining in those machinery is. I guess it's kind of like the artillery that they're using for their weapons. And possibly other stuff to power their various machinery. Which really goes to show just how advanced these guys are, finding all these different materials for powering their gear, while the dragons need to focus on like magic sources. They managed to make use of technology instead. Crafty buggers. With that is the last of the gems we needed here, so we have 100%ed Twilight Harbor. I mean, I'm seeing some of the Gnorcs around here going commando FUD, so it's definitely no stranger to me. But now that we are done with that stage, we can gather the gems here, and now we have gotten all the gems here in Gnasty's realm. So now it's time to take the fight to the big man himself. It's time for Gnasty Gnorc. Alright. So this is going to be the last of the main stages, although we're not quite done with the game just yet. We'll go into why that is in just a second, but... oh boy, it's time for the big man himself. We have been spending the entire game building up to this moment, and I'm just gonna let it speak for itself. Ow! Friggin' pot shot right there. So yeah, to start off here, now that we're in Gnasty's turf, he is not happy with what we have done. He's gonna be up there on that platform just shooting projectiles at us. And we want to avoid as many of those blasts as we can here. Just gather everything we can here. And, which I know it, there is a thief. And he's stolen a key. You can probably guess what we have to do here. Namely, one of the things I want to do is actually gather some of the chests around here. Just make sure we gather all of the gems that we can around here before we can finally blast this guy. Oh, come on. Try to cut you off here. Alright, there we go. We took that guy out and got the key. So now we can use this key to unlock this door, I believe. And that reveals another thief. Just want to gather all this treasure here first. Because, yep, even in the final boss stage, they put treasure for you to collect. So be sure not to miss anything before going farther. So back in the main area. So just gotta chase this guy and get the key. There we go. And now that we have the key, want to go up to Gnasty himself and use the key to lower the platform. So now we're on the hunt. Just gotta chase this guy down and take him out. And of course, they put a bunch of treasure that you need to get along the path. And yeah, the main gist of this area is, while we also have to take care of Gnasty, we also have a lot of treasure to gather around here. And it definitely makes this area a bit awkward in that we also have him to deal with, but we gotta gather all the treasure too. So you have to multitask and focus on one thing before doing the other. For that, we managed to close the gap on him, and I believe that is all the treasure we actually need to grab. So yep, now that we've taken care of that, all we have to do is focus on taking out the big man himself. To do so, I believe we just want to try and catch up to him as much as we can. Try to cut him off when you can, if you can find shortcuts. It's a little bit of a tricky chase. Once you're like over here, you can just flame him. And then he opens up a path over here. So now we have more level to go through. But I believe we are almost done here. And we've cornered the Gnorc. Ouch! That's gotta hurt. And it's over. Hi, sheep.
Sorry I took so long. Almost forgot about you guys.
What about Gnasty Gnorc?
Gnasty Gnorc is toast.
So now there's order again in the Dragon Kingdom?
Well, mostly. I've still got some treasure to find.
What will you do next?
I'd say the sky's the limit.
I mean, we still got a lot of worlds to eventually visit and a lot of other characters to meet, but we'll save that for another time. But yep, that is the main game of Spyro the Dragon ReIgnited Trilogy Edition. Oh boy, I've stated this before, but I really adore this game. Like, ever since I was really young and I got to experience the original version of it, this has been a game that I've really enjoyed and one that I really wanted to fully complete for myself. And thanks to me picking up a lot of tips and tricks from various online sources, I was finally able to achieve that goal of 100%ing this game, and it was so fun to do my first time around. So I definitely knew I wanted to stream this game eventually, so yeah, I was very happy to finally have this opportunity. Just a fantastic game. Insomniac did such a good job with the original, and Toys for Bob definitely did a great remake of just completely recapturing the magic of the original game. Just all the character designs are so good, the animations are so freaking good. Exploring the worlds is still really fun, and just really enjoy this game a lot. Just going after all the collectibles is pretty good. You don't have to really do too much when it comes to a lot of the various challenges here. And while there are definitely some areas that stick out as being a little ludicrous, like the haunted towers and especially treetops, overall it's really not that bad, and it's pretty easy to go through these stages and just go through everything. And they definitely give you a lot of different tools to be able to gather everything. Like, I wasn't using it too much, but Sparks being able to lead you to the gems you need to collect is very useful. And you have the guidebook in order to give you a clue on how far you are at getting all the objectives in a level, so that's not too bad itself. But yeah, when it comes to this game, I feel like the best way to go through it is to 100% it. So going after all the dragons, getting all the gems, and getting the dragon eggs. It just feels complete. This is just one of those games I really love going after everything. You can try to do the bare minimum in order to get through the game as quickly as you can, but where's the fun in that, really? I mean, some people can have fun in doing that, but me personally, I definitely have that completionist mentality when it comes to this game, and it's just very fun to go through. I will say that it's kind of disappointing that Spyro doesn't get a lot of power-ups throughout this game, and when he does get power-ups, they are ones that are limited to very specific level gimmicks. So the Supercharge and the Super Flame, which are only limited to a few areas. But overall, Spyro still plays very well, and the levels make good use of his moveset in about as good of a way as they can. It's just a very good game, and yeah, what else there to say? It plays very well, it looks fantastic, especially on modern hardware. Yeah, they did just such a good job of doing this. And I am very excited to dive into the rest of the games in this trilogy. Because, as I said before, this game only is scratching the surface of the Spyro the Dragon experience. The ReIgnited Trilogy has 2 more games to play on this. So, yeah, I can easily recommend the ReIgnited Trilogy. You're getting 3 games for the price of 1, and they're just fundamentally very great games. So I can definitely recommend them to anyone. But yeah, while we're done the main story of Spyro the Dragon, that's not everything we were able to do in this game. As I was hinting at, and because of some things we're able to do in like the last world, if you were paying attention, there is still one last area we need to go through. So we will definitely be doing that very soon. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait for the credits to finish rolling before we jump into that. I'm still really excited. It's gonna be a good time. Also, I know I really haven't been talking about it, but I just really love the artwork that's shown on the credits here, just showing Spyro interacting with the various dragons that he's met over the journey. Just such very cute artwork. And again, the artists who designed all these characters, they did just such phenomenal work. I'm definitely going to have to look back on my footage in order to fully determine the rankings for the Smasher Pass game I was playing, but yeah, I'll definitely go over that. Yeah, something I also wasn't giving a lot of attention to with this game is the sound design is also really good. The music's fantastic, and just all the various sound effects of from all the enemies and your actions, you can really feel them very good. Yeah, just so many aspects of this game are just so good and hold up so well. Yeah, if you're able to purchase this game, I could definitely recommend it. Like, it's pretty much available on like all modern consoles, so you should definitely grab it. I guess there's some other stuff I could talk about, but I want to save that for... do want to say that for the final stage, since we're going to be having just a lot of free time going through that area in order to get the last of the stuff we need. So, I'm just going to save some other discussion topics for then. And we can just sit back and let the credits roll. God, I noticed that Barista Dragon has his horn pierced. What must that be like to just... I mean, it's basically bone, but I don't know, like, how many nerve endings a dragon would have in their horns. Yeah, I do really like the artwork. There's just so much personality to it. And just seeing all the unique ways Spyro interacts with the dragons, it's so good. Very special thanks to Insomniac Games. Yeah, because without them, we wouldn't even have this in the first place. Ah, good stuff. Okay. How many more names are we gonna have to scroll through before the end here? I mean, thankfully this isn't like Rayman Origins bad when it comes to credits. But still, I don't really need to see a whole lot of this here. At least giving a tribute to the people who did make this game possible and in a way also helped this stream to be possible. So I definitely really love sharing my experiences with this game with you all. It's one that was very dear to my heart and one I was very happy to play here. There was a little bit of a struggle in order to put these streams together, and it was definitely a big wake-up call in the first session I did in order to really work on trying to improve the quality of my stream. So, I'm very thankful that I did this game because of that, and it will definitely help to provide some better work in the future for these streams. And like I said before, it's gonna be a little while before we tackle the next game in the ReIgnited Trilogy, but I am excited at the very least to get started on Ripto's Rage. It's gonna be a while before we tackle it, but it should be fun. Thank you, Javier. It's very nice to hear that. Yeah, I definitely wanted to finish up this game before the holidays, because I didn't know how much free time I would have, and It's definitely going to give me time to prepare for what we're going to be doing next on the channel. Okay, at this point, we just really don't need to go through all the credits, so let's just move on to what we have to do next. So now that we have beaten Gnasty, we have this dragon that appears here at the hub, Magnus.
Gnasty's ancient history now. So, what's in there?
I believe this is Gnasty's treasure hoard. But the gate will only open if you have found everything in the Dragon Kingdom. Come back when you have reached 100%.
He is not lying. In order to access the final level, you need to gather every last gem, every last dragon, and every last dragon egg. But now, we have managed to fully obtain everything we needed. So, now that we have managed to achieve everything we needed in order to reach 100%, it is time to go after 100+%. We're heading off to Gnasty's loot in order to fully complete this game. Yeah, this is definitely a nice little thing they tried to put into a lot of games, especially back in the day, where achieving every possible thing you're able to do in the game unlocks more stuff for you to do in order to fully max everything. But yeah, this stage is very fun. This is pretty much an extended flight stage. We're able to fly, although our elevation isn't really the best here. So we need to hit certain points in order to be able to reach higher with our flight. But yeah, and here we're just able to fully explore this area and try to go after everything we can. So we'll be looking all around here and gathering every last piece of treasure we can. And there is a lot to go after. You can see here we're picking 25 point gems in most of the spots around here. So, obviously tell there's going to be a lot. So yeah, we have a lot of treasure to go after, and probably here, there's also some thieves we gotta take out here in order to open up some gateways. So yeah, the main gist of this area, just explore to your heart's content, gather every last treasure you can in order to achieve that glorious total completion. I actually forgot what the max percentage of the game you can reach is. I think it's 117%. But yeah, we will focus on that in a little bit. Just got this feat to take out here. You'll be so inclined to let me grab you. So we can grab your key. Oh, you're purple. Man after my own heart. or thief after my own stolen booty. Whatever. So yeah, our mission is to gather everything we can. And this is an area we're just really able to explore as much of it, so we take this opportunity to talk about some other stuff that's been going on. So like I said, the last couple of days have been pretty nice for me so far. We still got a ways away before we can... Alright, so now we're actually able to fly higher now that we're opened that up. So we can go over here. So last couple of days have been pretty good. I've been trying to do some other stuff I've been meaning to try the last couple of days, and also just tried to finish up some more stuff I wanted to do before the end of the year. Got a lot of stuff I want to prepare for in the next year. It'd be nice to get to show off some more stuff and work on some more art, and obviously play some more games on the channel. Now that we got this key, we can use this to get over here. Ooh, so now we have a Gnorc in a plane that we need to chase after. So probably guess that guy has some gems that we need. Oh, it's a thief, actually. It's gotta chase down this thief! Very similar to the other things we have done with the usual enemies we would find in biplanes. So just need to get ahead of this guy. Just try to cut corners as much as you can. Ow. It's okay, now that we have opened up higher ground, we're actually able to fly higher. It's a nice little gimmick about this stage. You need to unlock higher ground in order to be able to fly higher. Definitely quite interesting in that way. Oh, come on. Where are you? This guy being a real pain. Real pain in the dragon brain. Come on, bud. Get over here. But yeah, like I was saying before, it's trying to do some more stuff that I've been meaning to do for quite a while now. And with that, we have obtained a new key. So we can use this over here. And it's another thing we can do. It's a new guy in a plane we can chase. Alright, so one of the things I have been doing lately, starting this week, I've actually been starting to play through Shantae Half Genie Hero, which is the third game of the Shantae series that I've actually played, despite it being the fourth game in the series. But yeah, it's been quite fun to go through the game so far. I do have a few hiccups with the game, but that's mainly because of my experience with the series. There are obviously some games that I obviously prefer over others, and for the most part I do like the game. Like I say, it would rank above Risky's Revenge, definitely. But, I don't know, there are a few aspects about it that, when compared to Pirate's Curse, I find a little lacking, you know? So I'm probably not the first person who has this opinion. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So that opens up this chest here we can grab now. And yeah, I've been enjoying the game so far, and it'll be very nice to play some more of it in the future to try and get a better feel for some of the other stuff in the game. I don't know, they just... when it comes to progression in that game, it's a little weird. Just because of the structure of the game and how in order to complete certain objectives, it requires you to That basically requires you to revisit the levels in the game in order to get collectibles, in order to make progress, which usually isn't that big of a deal, but for this particular game, it does lend itself to a little bit of an issue because of the overall structure. Like, this is a game where the world is divided into set levels, and you have to leave and enter the levels in order to complete your objectives. So it's quite different from what you would normally experience in a Shantae game, as those games are usually more of a Metroidvania. And yeah, just the structure of Half Genie has been interesting. Not necessarily one that I really gel with that much, but still a fun game in its own right. I'm just kind of weird, or whatever, and I have a bit of a hang-up with it, but, you know, still fun, and I am hoping to eventually complete it. Maybe sometime this week. I'll see what I can do. Alright, we opened that up, but is there anything else that provides? I don't know. Yeah, there was that lone gem here. So now what? So we can't fly any higher than that, but that is a new elevation, so I'm thinking now, yep, we can fly even higher now. And we should be able to get past the return home point. So we're not going in there just yet. And now we can gather all of these, and wouldn't you know it, we're in Gnasty's lair from the very beginning of the game. Now you can see all these letters that were on the ground here during the intro cutscene and these various motivational posters. Knowledge is the power to turn dragons to crystals. Patience is for dragons. Imagination rhymes with devastation. Confidence, there's nothing standing between you and your goal but a little tiny purple dragon. It's just so hilarious. I will say I do like Gnorc's design. It is pretty cool, even though he's a pretty generic villain, all things considered. There's really not a whole lot to him. But yeah, with that, we have finally collected all 2,000 gems that can be obtained in this level. Just hit the return home pad, and we are done.
Spyro the Dragon, you've defeated Gnasty Gnorc, collected the dragon eggs, saved all the dragons, and recovered every bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom. How do you feel?
I feel fired up, Bob. And I'm happy for the dragon world, of course. I certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest of my dragon days butting heads with Gnasty Gnorc and his weird minions.
What's a minion?
Never mind. You know what they say. For every good battle, you need a good adversary. And I felt that Gnasty, in spite of his misguided nature, was a worthy opponent. Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Some things never change. But yeah, that is officially everything that we can do in Spyro the Dragon. We have fully completed our adventure here and have been returned back to where it all began. Yeah, that is definitely a thing that happens during that cutscene. I forget if the same thing happened in the original version. But yeah, that is pretty much everything we can do in this game, with the exception of the skill points, which, as I said before, I'm not going after the skill points. But yeah, with that, we are now officially done the game. Woo! This has been a blast to go through. Really enjoyed playing this game, and it was very fun sharing my experiences with you all. So with that said, the next time we return to the Spyro universe, it will be in the ReIgnited version of Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. But in terms of the next adventure that we're going on, we are going to be returning to a world we have previously visited in one of our other streams for an adventure that is very well known and influential. Going to be going on a journey through time, and I hope you will be there to share the experience with me. So until next time, have a good day, and take care, and stay toasty.